to go with Digicell's new best data value plans starting from $2.50. Digicel has expanded your prepaid data options with the addition of 3 7-day data plans of up to 1 gigabyte, 3 30-day plans of up to 3 gigabytes, plus a 1-day and 14-day data plan. Activate today by dialing *140# and enjoy data plans at the best value. Digicel, be extraordinary.
Last week was super, this week will be exceptional. Stand on Tent in collaboration with headline sponsor Digicel present Kaiso Finule. This is Saturday, January 21 at the Strip in Lale Coco. 8:30 p.m. Featuring the clash of the sexes, men against women. Tasha P against Carissa, Janae against Hunter, Stingray against Checker, Nasha against Observer, Alicia against Daddy Chess, Dale against Hunter, Lady V versus DBS. Also Web, Shadow Flow, Lucas Comforter, Crispy, Jammer B, Peaky, Oldwine Jr., Omi Hila, Stefan.
I love you.
Also Genius, JD Hixie, Son of the State Intruder, Dino be your trendsetter. Love J this Saturday at the Strip in Lale Coco. Backed up by the Swinging Stars, MCs Powell and Lady Star. Entrance $20. Partners include Karen Beer, Big Ed, Soccer, Rum, Dominic, Dominica National Lotteries, Mania 7-Eleven, and Milan's Grill. Mabao, Petro Caribbean Courts, Vibes Radio, Frankfurt Sing, SES, Q95 FM, The Signman, Zionist Visual Ads, Sky FM, DBS Radio, Mapping Together, and one more.
Only way this time.
This Saturday, January 21, at the Strip Lale Coco, Stadium, Puerto.
Welcome to Q95's Lunchtime News Update for today, Tuesday, January 17th, 2017. In local news, opposition leader Lennox Linton has once again denied any affiliations with globally leading firm in citizenship by investment, Henley & Partners. Since his interview with CBS 60 Minutes, Linton has been linked to the firm as well as Chris Kalin for the interview. Henley & Partners also released a statement distancing the firm from the interview, claiming misrepresentation. Linton says he was represented appropriately on the program and went on to insist that there was no third-party involvement for the interview. In other news, Barbadian Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell said today he was yet to receive an official complaint from members of an aggrieved Grenadian family, 5 of whom claim they were not only falsely accused of stealing a mobile phone in Barbados, but also subjected to humiliating and degrading treatment by officers of the Royal Barbados Police Force. However, based on what he has heard and seen reported in the media so far of the incident, which is alleged to have involved the strip search of the 2 female members of the Gilbert family, Mitchell has issued a veiled warning to the Frundle Stewart administration that it may need to seriously rein in its law enforcement officers. And central Italy is in the grip of heavy snowfall and very low temperatures, adding to the disruption caused by recent huge earthquakes. Worst affected is the Abruzzo region, still recovering from a 2009 quake, while towns hit in Marche and Lazio last year are also badly affected. More than 300,000 people are without power in Abruzzo, and traffic has been disrupted in the Marche quake zone. 3 deaths across Italy have been attributed to the freezing weather. And this concludes your Lunchtime News Update. I'm Linda Martin. Do join us again at 4 for the Prime Evening News Update. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome to Talk on the Block. I'll be paying a little visit to St. Lucia this afternoon and speaking to my journalist friend there, our colleague there in St. Lucia, Miss Jessie Leons. There's a big scandal out there in St. Lucia. A picture of a minister in the nude. I saw the pictures and I know every time I say that somebody's going to say, Matt, please send me the pictures, huh? I know that's it. They don't think of anything else, but Matt, please send me the pictures. But this is the picture circulating all over St. Lucia of a minister caught with his pants down. The young lady responsible has been charged and spent some time in the lockup. Because the minister is claiming, from what I'm gathering, that this young lady tried to blackmail him. Another big question is, how did the girl, or the woman, the lady, get a picture of you? And I'm talking about serious nude, you know. Some things I can't talk about on radio, they wouldn't allow me. But let's come back home. I'll be talking to Jessie later down in the hour about what's going down in St. Lucia. What's the big scandal there? Carla, how are you doing?
Hi, Matt. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to your many listeners. You have people calling me all over the place, man.
They thought it was a birthday. Some lady called me and told me, so I thought she knew better than I.
She could not have remembered. You ought to know better.
No, Carla, I'm not a birthday guy. You are the birthday guy. I'm not a guy who loves birthdays. I mean, and everybody paying attention to you and everything. You are the guy. You advertise your birthdays months in advance. I suspect you're getting a lot of presents.
Well, I'm hoping I'll save one for you. But it's not today, it's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow, of course. And
I'll 25 years tomorrow, Matthias.
25, okay. You're pretty young, John Baptist. Pretty young.
I am.
So what's going down in the news? Are you following this big one in St. Lucia?
But I've been following that. In fact, I got the pictures of the minister, the new pictures of the minister. I also saw the reaction or the comment from Prime Minister Alan Shastri.
All right.
The lady in question was arrested and charged for blackmailing, extortion blackmailing, and she is now out on bail. And the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, when the press asked him what is the latest position, he said the matter is before the court. He has no further comments on the matter.
Well, I'll tell you what is happening, because I just spoke to our correspondent there in St. Lucia, and she will be talking to me later in the hour. There seems to be a split in cabinet as it relates to whether they should send him home as a minister, and whether they should. But it seems that there's some mixed reaction there in cabinet. What would Carlisle John Baptist do if you were Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Carlisle?
Dismiss him.
You dismiss him?
Yep. Give him time. You have to take away that attention. Too much attention has been diverted to them. They have the people's work to do, the country's work to do. Get rid of him. And again, he's not an elected member; he's a senator.
Okay.
So revoke that appointment, and and then in time, once he is vindicated, then you will act accordingly.
Hold there, Carlisle. I have Blessings with me there for a few minutes. Blessings, what's the situation? What are your thoughts on what's going down there in St. Lucia?
Let me just say.
I showed you the picture. I'll tell the world I showed you the picture.
Yes, you did. Carlisle, blessings to you, sir.
Blessings, brother.
I notice it's Peter that must tell people it's too late in your book. You know? Carlisle, Matt,
yes.
What I saw there is a bit alarming.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was in any prime ministerial position, anybody in authority having to do with government, I think, according to Carlisle, it's a unnecessary distraction, according to the term.
Yes.
Them will suffer.
Kalai, can you remember that term, unnecessary distraction?
Exactly.
I think I would have acted, Matt, to try to really simmer down the whole attention, unnecessary attention. It's alarming.
It's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. That's the word. Thanks.
It's very embarrassing. Kalai Baptist, but I heard that the Chinese nationals, moving away a little bit there, have been brought to court.
Well, today, the facts were to be read today, which is what happened.
Mm-hmm.
The facts of the matter was read out in court, and a mitigation plea was put forward on their behalf. And sentencing will be done on Thursday morning. Thursday will be sentencing of the 3 Chinese nationals. Of course, they pleaded guilty to the theft of over 104,000 EC dollars belonging to the National Bank of Dominica. Those guys had a number of cards. They had a number of equipment, and they came to Dominica somewhere in July, separate dates in July, and they started their raid in somewhere around the 8th or thereabout of July, and they started their action. But of course, the bank, I must say, was very, very swift, of course, to catch what was going on. The first time from the facts, they removed about, I think, $90,000. They used various ATMs, the one at Jolly's, the one at HHB Research and Company, and they had VIP cards. They had all sorts of equipment and laptop computers, and they were well.
So they came in, Kalai, with that objective.
That is correct.
To raid the local banks.
Yep, they were well prepared, but of course they were too prepared because they were caught red-handed in the act.
Wow. How much money are we talking about here again?
We're talking about, I think, 104,000 plus, just about $104,750, something to that effect. And they were at a hotel in Dominica. They booked in at a hotel in Dominica. So they were not in Dominica very long when they committed the act. They came, booked in at a hotel, they had their plan, and they moved. And again, thanks to our police who got wind of what was happening, who were alerted, and the police also executed a search warrant wherever they were. And there were 2 of them. Cameras showed them, and they were eventually picked up, questioned, arrested, charged, and yes, they pleaded guilty. And so their lawyers put in a strong mitigating plea, saying to the court that, look, they are first-time offenders. They pleaded guilty at the first available opportunity, and according to the law, they're supposed to get a 1/3 from the notional sentence, a 1/3 discount. And of course, the lawyers asked the court to take all those things into consideration. So we'll see what happens on Thursday, God willing, when they will be formally sentenced.
I mean, from the whispers in the court, anybody indicating, any law official indicating, what is a possible sentence there?
The theft mat under the Theft Act. So I don't know the maximum sentence. But what I suspect, and I'm just speaking from off my head, the court may just fine them and then order them deported. They've been in jail from July, so they've been around. They served, almost 6 months in jail already, and they've pleaded guilty. Fine them, instead of keeping them there at the taxpayers' expense. They've been there from the taxpayers' expense.
Yeah, but you find them, good Kalai, but where are they going to get the money to pay those fines?
Those people have their families. So where did they get the monies to pay their lawyers? The people have their families, man. They have been taken care of.
Ah, okay.
Let's not have big trouble. They have their families out there. Yeah, man. That is why they hire top lawyers in the country.
Oh, who are representing them, Kalai? Who are their lawyers, their representatives?
And Benedict Lambert.
All right. You wanted to ask a question, Bless.
Yeah, Kalai, quickly, was there any retrieving of the money that was stolen or withdrawn?
Yes.
Okay, could that same money be used?
No, they actually got that.
They got the money. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I suspect because they were caught in the act.
Oh, okay.
They were caught in the act.
So the money will go back to where it belongs, to the National Bank of Dominica.
Yes, of course. So that the sentence will be on Friday.
On Thursday.
On Thursday. All right, Carlisle will be following that big story. Very interesting there. Thank you, Carlisle. Very interesting, the blessings, huh?
Very, very interesting. Having to do with the first-time offender. That is, to me, I mean, lawyers use all kind of technicalities to not to justify, but to get away. For the court to be a bit easy on them. But to me, a first-time offender, it does not cut it. Having to do with a foreign national, not get caught in your country and being in.
You don't think that should
that should not apply, man.
Should not apply.
That should apply. First-time offender. That's, to me, it's a bit ridiculous to have that apply to a foreign national in your country.
All right, 448 or 449-3095, 449-3096, and 449-3097. 616. I guess we'll have to wait until Thursday to find out where this one will be going. Let's take a phone call. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Matt, with the minister, Matt.
Who's the minister where?
The young woman should have taken it easier, Matt, because I mean, for the man on $700, that's what she wanted. I know the whole story.
Oh, yeah. You sound like you know the story.
Yeah, Matt, for $700, that's what she wanted, and he decided, no, he has never paid all that out, so he's not doing it. And she decided she's going to frame him. You know, I mean, it was
But he got the authorities to arrest and jail her.
When you said he was nude, he was literally nude. You know.
I just showed the picture to Blessing. I know my phone is off the hook there. Everybody wants to see now.
Yeah, well, pants down. You know what I'm saying? Literally down. We're not just saying pants down, but literally down. And I think it's unfortunate, but she took screenshots of him. You know that he sent her the pictures, you know, just screenshots.
Yeah, I think they was having some video exchange there.
Yeah, it was a video exchange and she took screenshots of him. I mean, there's a song about that already out in St. Lucia. I can tell you about it. You know?
Oh, boy. But what's the reaction there in St. Lucia?
Well, it's hot. The video has gone viral, you know. It's hot. But the song they made was just that the girl should not have done that. Why you did that? Why you did that? That's all the song is saying. You should not have done it. I'll send you the song, all right?
Yeah, well, if you can send me the song before the day is over or before this hour is over, I'd appreciate that. Okay. All right, my brother. I'll be talking to St. Lucia in a minute here. I want to find out what's going on. That's a big story there in St. Lucia. Minister found naked. Some lady took his picture after having some video exchange. She asked for some money. Now, my friend, I know him very well, and he knows the St. Lucia situation very well. Is just telling me that she asked for 700. Homeboy, according Blessing, decided no way.
But how could the minister have allowed that to himself to be compromised?
I suspect I will say I'll take a chance to say that there was some relationship going on between the two.
So there is a level of trust.
Well, maybe there was he had already given something to her before in the past, so she was asking for more blessings.
I'm just saying, people in these sorts of positions, Matt.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, that's very embarrassing. Then, if you would have to not to compromise to be caught in the nude and made it viral, but what I'm saying, compromise it and give her the $700. Maybe she wants 1,000.
And then she'll still have the pictures, and then she'll ask you 1,000 after.
Well, that's the chances you take when you get caught.
Hello.
Hey, good afternoon.
My brother.
Yeah, I'm just saying good afternoon to the plumber and good afternoon to Blessings.
Nobody call anybody's name, but you know. Hello.
All right. Matt.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, the first-time offender rule goes along all the jurisdiction, you know. So I disagree with Blessings on not foreign nationals, first-time offenders. But then the legal people will have to decide how they're doing that. The first-time offender rule should apply, Matt, and get them out of the country. Stop using my tax money to support them, Matt. Good afternoon.
So you don't think they should be sent to our jails? No. Yeah, all right. That would be an option, though. Yes.
My limitations, you know. It's just I'm not a legal mind.
Right.
My own limitations and my better judgment tells me, how could somebody come into your country and committed a crime and it apply having to do with the first-time offender? To me, that's just my own limitations.
Okay, let's take a phone call before we connect with St. Lucia. Hello.
Good afternoon, Matt, and good afternoon to Blessings in the house.
Blessings.
And good evening to your listening public.
Blessings, sir.
Matt, I don't know if I can comment on this morning's situation or if you're just dealing with right now.
No, I am trying to concentrate on just what we're talking about now. But if you want to make a quick comment, I will allow you so, because I need to connect to St. Lucia.
I wanted to support my friend and compatriot Gabriel Christian. And it also exposes the issue of, when you have a senior management officer in CBI program depositing $1.5 million in cash, that is calling for a serious commission of inquiry. But it is interesting to note also that the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank is commenting on the CBI program and at the same time commenting on the challenge the non-performing loans pose to the financial system in the Eastern Caribbean. I don't know if you...
Sorry, I think I got you caught off there with the St. Lucia call there, but we'll try to connect back with you. But let's hook up with St. Lucia at this time. Jesse, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Matt. How are you?
Okay. I'm just hearing that it's very interesting times in St. Lucia at this time.
Yes, definitely.
What's going down? What's the latest of the situation of the minister that, of course, this nude picture went viral? What's the latest as we speak?
Well, at the moment, we have the Prime Minister and the rest of Cabinet. They have conferenced on the matter. They have spoken to him. There is still not yet, the Cabinet meeting came to an end. However, they still did not come to a decision as to whether he should be dismissed or asked to resign. As such, we have reason to believe that the Cabinet might be divided on coming up with a decision. So that is where things are right now. The lawyer of Mr. Eubaldus Raymond, he has asked the media to desist from posting in our news reports the pictures of the correspondence between him and the young girl, that is the WhatsApp messages, because it is now as evidence in the blackmail court case that has commenced on Friday. So that's the latest we have with regard to this case.
So they want you in St. Lucia and the media to desist from sending those pictures or spreading these pictures.
Broadcasting it, yes.
But I see, and based on the fact that the pictures are already here, it's going to be a very difficult job.
We have a very difficult job ahead of us, and part of the issue, you and I, we attended back last February a press conference dealing with cyber crimes and all of these other issues. And
yes, in Barbados there, yes.
Yes, how the legislation is not cohesive with the technology that exists today. So St. Lucia does not have internet laws to guide the broadcast of certain text messages and images, explicit images, the cyber crimes such as this, where the gentleman's photos of him in the nude were put out for the world to see. So while they cannot take legal action against the individuals who post on social media and on other sites, websites, or through their phones on WhatsApp, they can ask the local media to desist from broadcasting it, because of course we have a certain level of media laws in St. Lucia, but as to internet laws, they cannot stop it from being from the proliferation.
Well, it's gonna become a very dicey issue, and I know this is not gonna die as we speak, because everybody in St. Lucia, speak to me about what St. Lucians are saying. I just got somebody telling me that a song has already been produced.
Oh, definitely. More than one song. You have individuals, Calypsonians, and extemporizing, and that's what it's all about. That's all. Just news. You have that happening. A lot of people have. Pretty much the population is, by and large, I would say about 3/4 are against this whole situation with Dr. Eubaldus Raymond, and about 1/4 saying that things like this happen. You have men who have side chicks, quote unquote. You have men who have extramarital affairs. It is a fact of life. However, it is something that other people, certain individuals in society, are decrying, and they're saying if you are going to be in a particular or a certain level in society that you need to be, that you need to have a certain air about you. You need to operate responsibly, and they're saying that he did not operate responsibly by allowing the young lady to film him, to record him. He did not give consent to her broadcasting this information, this data onto the internet, but he did engage in to a certain degree in extramarital activities with the young lady, allowing her to save the information, to save the documents, you know, the conversations that they had, the videos that they shared with each other, things to that extent. So that is the situation. A lot of people are calling for his resignation because of that situation. And you would expect that would happen, but other people are holding on to the whole idea of Clinton, despite him being impeached. He still remained president of the United States after the Monica Lewinsky situation. So a lot of people are wanting to stay, and there are a lot more who are calling for him to be dismissed.
But this is a story that we will definitely follow. I suspect you might have heard maybe, very shortly, maybe at the end of the week, I'm predicting that something will be said or something will be done with that minister, or not done. But before you go, Jesse, another murder, I was told, in St. Lucia on the weekend?
Yes, there was another murder. I'm trying to catch on to. Yes, there was another murder. We are... another investigation is ongoing. I don't have the details with me as yet. I did not follow that story, but I can provide it to you at a later time.
Mm-hmm. But I'm also being told that it may have been the 8th or the 9th murder for the year.
The 9th, definitely the 9th for the year.
Wow.
Yeah, we just came the last 2 weekends. We've just been confronted with two tranches of murders. We have two incidents where 2 young men were found. Their bodies were found on a kayak, dead. They were both tied up, hands and feet bound. One body was recovered, but another body fell overboard, and so they're trying to recover that body right now. The circumstances, according to police, as far as I'm aware, it is suspicious, but individuals are saying that the 2 individuals drowned. So we're looking into that story to see what happens.
So it almost like a weekend boating accident there.
Certainly. They were working on one of the new hotels that is soon to be opened in St. Lucia. It's called the Royalton. And of course, I'm not sure if they ventured out with permission on the kayak, but reports are that there may be something suspicious happening, and we're just awaiting the police to find out what transpired.
Again, thank you very much, Jesse, of course, providing us with all the information there. And anytime you need me, you are able to find me here. And of course, we will keep this cooperation going on for a while. Thank you very much, Jesse.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Lessons, it seems like the crime levels around the Caribbean on the increase, huh?
Matt, I've heard a saying, you are what you eat.
Mm-hmm.
But people become what they expose themselves to, particularly when the optic senses keep, seeing everything the eyes that is, and then the brain is processing, and the body seems to be absorbing, and then you become what you expose yourself to. And through the years, maybe just me as a perfect example, because did you go to school, and I tell them no. And I become what I expose myself to, reading, researching, asking questions, listening, and So that's what is happening, and a lot of people are absent-minded, and that's the worst way of being indoctrinated or being influenced, Matt, is in a subconscious state. You're unaware. You're becoming what you expose yourself to, and that's a very dangerous form of influence or indoctrination, because you listen to the guys listen to the rap music. Very, very dangerous. The gangster dancehall music and the violent movies. They become what they expose themselves to. While Hollywood is making the millions, you're watching all this violence and things. These guys are not killers, they're not murderers, but they're acting. And guess what? Yes. You're exposing yourself to that, and then you become what you're seeing, which is fiction. And it's very dangerous.
Very strong point there. Very strong point. We're going to take a break. When we come back, of course, we will continue what we started. because I think it's very important. We're talking about customer. The customers, the services that you give your customers, customer service. We're coming back after this. Even this morning I was told that a tourist was robbed on our streets again. We're coming back after this.
Time to sleep, darling.
Dad, are there any monsters under the bed?
Not while I'm here. You're safe and sound.
Feeling cared for, protected, and secure. It's a feeling that every Massey United Insurance customer knows. After all, they're in the same safe hands, protected by our financial strength, stability, and experience, and cared for by our team. Now, all our customers are even more secure with the sound strength of Massey. It's a great feeling. Massey United Insurance. To learn more, contact our agents, JB Charles and Company Limited at 448-2876, CAM Dupini Inc. at 448-3012, and LA Dupini and Company Limited at 448-2310.
In honoring our fallen brother, Bullplay. Preparing for takeoff, redemption, born to be king. All roads lead to Holland Plaza this Friday, 20th January, for more amazing calypsos. Inciter, Soundproof, Picklock, The Mask Eruption, The Rose, Chelsea, Danyan, The Triumph, Vigilante, Peter Pross, Leona, Trinity, Benno, Checo, The Side, The Bob and King Dice. It's Showdown Mass Camp 2017, night number 2. More music, more love, more vibes, more fun, more sweet calypsos. Showdown Mass Camp 2017, night number 2. Remember, we are something orange. We are something orange. 9 p.m. The King begins the show. So come early and enjoy Showdown Mass Camp. Sponsored by Fine Foods Inc., Caribbean represented Carib Malt and Carib Shandy, New Expressions, VF Inc., St. Paul and Bloomquist Williams, Phone Shack, The Continental Store, and Jazz Sales.
Last conversation, I think we were talking about the customer always being right. I walked out of the studios and people were still saying, Matt, no, I don't agree. The customer can never be always right. And we had that argument or that discussion, right? What are you feeling on the streets, Kathy? Because we want to continue. Of course, today's going to be short, but we'll start off next week again dealing with this customer relation issues. What are people saying generally?
Well, let me first say a big happy new year to
Did I
you,
say
Matt.
that? No, I thought I said
didn't
that.
say that.
Uh-oh.
So they will tell you, before somebody calls,
Customer
they'll tell you,
relations.
right?
Customer relations.
Happy New Year to the listening public and to you, Matt, and all your staff. And thank you once again for having me here to share my views. Let me make a disclaimer that I'm not always right. And that's why we are initiating this conversation to start a discussion going on among persons on the street. And I believe we have made an impact, Matt.
Oh, yes.
Because a lot of people are meeting me and mentioning it as well. I went to the airport and a gentleman said, before you bring me on, Matt, I had to make sure all my exes are
crossed.
And he did a very great job. So, but in terms of customer is always right. I had a very interesting discussion with one of our bank managers, and he's one of my mentors as well. And one of the things he told me is the actual concept where the customer is always right came about is really in the preservation of the company, where they will make sure or ensure that the customer is really taken care of. So it's not that the customer is always right in a sense that they can do anything that they want, but that there will be such a big assurance of excellent service being offered to the customer that the employee will always be on guard to do what we have to do. And another point perspective I got from someone else, that of course if the internal customer is always taken care of, and I think we had a caller who said that as well, if the internal customer as well or the employee is taken care of with a good environment to work with, it will become natural as well to take care of the customer coming in. But I'll give you my own personal viewpoint. Sometimes we may have a bad environment, but if you have passion for what you do, I believe in the power of one. Just today I was telling somebody that, and I tell my girls that all the time, one person can make a difference. So even if your environment is toxic and stuff like that, although there is a limit to being engaged in a toxic environment, but if you have passion for what you do, you can make a difference with the environment in which you work with.
So you can actually influence the rest.
That's right. That's what I believe. That's my belief, yes.
The customer always right? I'll still put out the question here. And you can call me on 449-3095. We have started, and we started last year, this discussion here. Kathy, of course, is a human resource expert here, and she's helping us.
Matt, you want somebody to sue us? I am a quality.
Food
safety.
It's almost the same thing. You're dealing with humans.
No, actually, it's not. We use human resource very general, but a human resource specialist, it has really a different type of
It's
task.
a broader scope.
It's a broader scope, and it's not really broad, but it's very specialized as well. And they deal with a lot more.
But what I'll tell you, I find, yes, there's a broader scope. I will admit that. But there are a lot of human resource managers who have actually studied the wrong subject.
Yes, because I believe you have to have a personality.
Just because you wanted to go study that, you just picked up human resource, and the personality doesn't go with it at all.
You're putting us in another realm when we're talking now about choosing of careers and vocations, which are two different things altogether, because some people believe because they like something they can go into it, as opposed to, am I suited for that?
All right, let's take a phone call. My telephones are going. Yes. Yes?
Yeah, Mark, the customer always right.
The customer's always right?
Yeah.
Why you think so?
I always believe that.
Even if the customer is misbehaving?
No, when he misbehaves, you put him out. He's always right.
So he's not always right. Yeah. It's 141. Hello.
Hi, boy Lollipop.
How you doing, my brother?
I'm trying my best, sir.
All right.
The customers are not always right.
He
could be 80% right, but not always right.
He's not. So explain what you mean.
Well, Matt, there are different people who come with different perspective when they come to a place of business. You could have a customer who having a bad day, and he's a nice person, but he's having a bad day. But that day, he just come and erupt your store and mess it up. So there are many customers, because of their background, where they come from, they came angry from the streets, and they just come into your business place and cause a disruption, not because they want to, but because they're upset. That day they came in, some things are not going well, they can't pay their bills. So a lot of things have to happening to customers when they come and behave badly. But I'll tell you, the proprietor or the person or the business, sometimes they're very nasty too. So it causes the customer to behave nasty, because sometimes you try to deal with a situation and you're right as a customer, but the employee, the person who owns the business, they behave there above board and they can do what they want. But your business depends on customers surviving. But in Dominica, the business owners figure, well, they can do what they want with customers, and they don't understand their business depends on the people who come in to give them business to survive. So I'm trying to tell you, people who own business must get people with the right attitude and with the right temperament to work for them. There are people working in stores, they're not supposed to be there. People in restaurants not supposed to be there. Because of that, they put square pegs in wrong holes. So it will affect the business in the long run.
You're right about that, and I bring in the blessings, because I know you're listening quite attentively. That I'm finding out in recent times that when the managers, especially of the restaurants, mistreat the workers, I'll say that bluntly, they get a lot of blows from their own employees. If you were treating them right, they wouldn't have treated you like that. So a lot of these managers don't know sometimes what is going on behind the scenes because they're being treated bad. Blessings, you wanted to make a point?
That's true. That's very true, because the guy called from overseas, I can recall the last time, and said that if the employer is treating the employees bad, then all of a sudden there's going to be a domino effect. The customer is going to feel the effects of that employee getting mistreated. But something I said it the last time, Matt, my definition of the customer is always right. The provider, without the customer, you haven't got a business. You may have a service to offer, but you haven't got a business because there is no customers. And in the sense, the customer is always right. If somebody come in being rowdy, disruptive and all of that, it's not in that term the customer is always right. That the customer is being disruptive and disrespectful or illegal, doing something stupid. That is out of the question. The customer is always right in a sense. Please, ma'am, can you put 1 scoop of rice? No, but we're selling it with 2 scoops. You have to sell it, and it's $10 for it. That is where the provider, the service provider, or the employee is completely wrong. The customer come there. Ma'am, that is where you have to sit down. Well, I have a bad back. Can I sit? Can you provide me? No, ma'am, but everybody sitting. The customer is always right in a sense where I do not want a styrofoam. Can you put it in something else for me? And you say, ma'am, please. Oh, what do you think? Now you use a queen now? That is where the customer is always right. In the sense, can you please give me coins instead of the paper, because look, I have to do it. Oh, ma'am, so what you think now you have that is the attitude of the service provider or the employee. That makes the customer always right based on your response to the demand or the request of the customer. That is in that sense I watch where the customer is always right, because they're asking maybe for a little privilege, and it's not to the extreme. And then you figure out, but everybody coming there, and that is how we treat them. You are wrong and the customer is right.
Right, and I would have.
I don't know if you may agree with my definition.
Totally agree. I totally agree.
A customer coming there being rude and disruptive and all of that, the customer is out of order. But in the sense where the customer make a request or is asking for a little leeway, a little privilege based on, they may be suffering from a condition, they may be diabetic, they may be hypertensive, they may have a bad back and they're asking for something, or they have a choice in what they want, but you say, no, it goes with fries, ma'am, and you cannot get it. So you're wrong and the customer is right.
Let's take a phone call. We'll come back to you, Kathy. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes.
Matt, what's the role of a manager in a business?
What's the role? I'm sure you know.
What's the role he has to play?
He has to manage.
Matt, when was the last time, or where have you ever seen a manager on the floor?
Great question.
The people, once a day, walk the floor, watch the people, see the people. Nobody knows who's manager. They keep it behind the closed door.
They think being a manager stayed in the office.
Yes, they lock themselves in the office. If you ask the girl, you want to see the manager. If you ask the girl, I would like to see the manager. The girl's scared. She's scared. She's afraid to call the manager.
No, Kathy is making a very important point. Managers actually feel, a lot of them feel that their role is stayed in the office and in that air-conditioned room that nobody can come to.
Right. I have to say I'm in agreement, because as well too, though a manager, as you say, is to manage, they're supposed to be able to understand or to be able to do the task as well that their subordinates do. You may not be able to do it as perfectly as they do, but you need to be able to understand what your employees are going through so that you can empathize with them and then you can relate to your customers in a different manner. And Blessings made use the great word, attitude. By it's okay to go a little step forward, a little out of your way for a customer, because a little way goes a long way.
All right, let's take a phone call. Hello.
Good afternoon to you.
Yes.
Your guests and your listeners.
Yes, it's Miss Robinson, yes.
The manager plays a major role by interacting with the customer. And the employee must always see themselves, because sometimes you go into certain businesses, you're looking for a product on the shelf, and then the employee is on a cell phone, some of them talking and so forth. The employee needs to understand that is where I am paying my bill. That's how I put food on my table. Okay? So it is an exchange. Some managers tend to think because they are the boss, they are always right. No. The manager is supposed to respect the employee as well as the customer, and the customer is supposed to respect the employee and the manager. It is an exchange. When somebody goes to your business place, they give you their money, and then you give them your goods. So it's nothing about this one is more than this one. It is an exchange. We have to respect each other. We have to cooperate with each other. We have to live with each other. I depend on you for your goods. You depend on me for my money. So we have to work hand in hand.
Thank you. Here's a question I want to ask you next week, Kathy. Should an employee be allowed to take his cell phone to work? I want to ask that question. 149, and I suspect we'll be getting a lot of responses on that. Should you be allowed? Yes, you can take but should you be allowed to use your cell phone at work? 149. We're coming right back after this.
Showdown Mass Camp continues in honoring our fallen brother, Bullplay. Preparing for takeoff, redemption, born to be king. All roads lead to Holland Plaza this Friday, 20th January, for more amazing calypsos. Inciter, Soundproof, Picklock, The Mask Eruption, The Rose, Chelsea, Danyan, The Triumph, Vigilante, Peter Pross, Leona, Trinity, Benno, Checo, The Side, The Bob and King Dice. It's Showdown Mass Camp 2017, night number 2. More music, more love, more vibes, more fun, more sweet calypsos. Showdown Mass Camp 2017, night number 2. Remember, we are something orange. We are something orange. 9 p.m. The King begins the show. So come early and enjoy Showdown Mass Camp. Sponsored by Fine Foods Inc., Caribbean represented Carib Mountain, Carib Shandy, New Expressions, VF Inc., St. Paul Bloomquist Williams, Phone Shack, The Continental Store, and Just Sales.
Have you heard the good news? Go tell your friends in Europe and Martinique that they can now come to Dominica via ART flight from Martinique on Saturdays and Mondays. Attention to noms affaires, musiciens ou des vacanciers. Zone yon pile option présent au pays français et Europe pour la Dominique. ART also facilitates seamless connections to and from Europe via Paris on Air France. Take advantage of ART's low fares from Dominica to Martinique or Martinique to Dominica, starting at only 59 euros one way or 109 euros return, tax inclusive. These low fares do not include carrier luggage and is non-refundable.
Okay, let's take a phone call. We don't have too many minutes, but it's a discussion that we'll be having on a weekly basis on some social issues, especially as it regards to customer service. Hello, talk to me.
Matt, you asked the question if an employee is supposed to be on the job with the phone.
Yes, but that question is for next week, so stick around. I know you're very anxious. Kopel. Next week, check us out, okay? We'll be asking this very important question, and I know everybody's looking around and trying to steal a cell phone call at this time. It happens, right? It's going all around, and there's some people with company policies. You must put that cell phone in the locker. Lunchtime, you come out and you check your cell phone, see if there are any important messages, and that's it. Let's take another phone call. Hello.
Matt, this depends on.
You know what should happen? Somebody's suggesting in Dominica, maybe we should do a series on the undercover bosses, but Dominica may be too small for that. Everybody knows everybody.
Yeah. We might have to be a little bit more creative in terms of what we can do with regards to bosses, managers going into the workplace, mystery shopping in a different way.
Yeah, maybe they should, dress strangely and come in with some white beard, if you will. But we need some artists to get this people designing that way.
That's a very interesting one, Matt, because let's say for the basic things, somebody may be complaining about an employee for or about, and then you come in as a mysterious boss person, and you come in and do the same basic little thing, and the person, they don't know if the boss, they treating that bad. And the boss finally get the proof that you're being that kind of a person.
That kind of person. Hello, talk to me.
Matt, the word customer speaks for itself. It's not just anybody. I think the word customer means someone who frequents your business. So someone who just comes out of nowhere and starts to lip off may be treated very differently than someone who has a relationship, who is a customer, of coming to that business.
I don't seem to want to agree with you, and Kathy, I'm sure you agree with me. A customer, whether you come in once, twice, 3 times, 4 times,
once you come in,
it's a customer.
And the potential customer, I think, the potential customer. So if the person is not frequent in your place and they come in, instantly that's a customer, because the potential of that person frequenting the place is there, so you treat them as a customer. So Clem, according to Matt, it's a little off on that one.
Yes. Blessings made a point during the break, and he was talking about some experience that he had, and the persons he not frequenting the place anymore, if we use that the last caller, and the owners actually meeting him to ask him, but they did not inquire, why don't you come back to my place? Blessings, I use your so in a way, good customer service as well, to seeing someone who frequents your place or someone who is a potential person hanging around your place. Hello, can I help you? Or I don't see you around anymore. What happened? How can I help you? What can we do to make your experience better? So you can be a potential customer. You can be standing by the door and contemplating whether I should go in, but you do not know what there is yet. So the persons around should come and say, well, come in and see what we have. Maybe we have what you want. And a good employee will sell you something without you even intending to spend any money at all. You know, so all that is, when we're talking about the manager, all this is responsibility of the managers in terms of training their staff how to be good salespersons, how to be good hosts and hostesses, because when you're in somebody's place of business, I, as the employee, I am hosting them, you know, it's because it's an experience, and that's what it's all about, the experience.
All right, we'll be talking again next week around the same time. As I said, we're dealing with cell phones and the use of cell phones at a workplace. That's a very important question, and all the young people will be asking, Blessings. What generally, what do you think, in synopsis, before you go, Blessings? What do you think?
I think it's a complete distraction, Matt. Having
cell phones.
Yes, in your engagement where the workplace is concerned, it is a distraction. Because it would take away the quality of service or the quality of the work you provide based on the payment you're getting. Because all of a sudden somebody have to WhatsApp your text, your call you, say an emergency, well, you have my workplace number. Call them and say, tell Blessings to call me because it's an emergency. So you say, oh, but even in case something happened now, well, they have your workplace number so they can reach you.
You're making a very important point. Where were cell phones before?
Before. And that's what I'm saying. A lot of people use it as an excuse to be that maybe unfair to the employer.
I'm going to interject, gentlemen. I do not agree with you all, because where were cell phones before? We are in a different generation and a different technological
Kathy,
time.
I like that you start off with that point next week. Okay. All right, so that's it for us. We wrap it up here on Talk on the Block next week, Tuesday. Check us out. All right?